right, Mike. Night games in the blue turf. Great tradition in college football, and it is senior night for Boise State as they look to stay alive in the Mountain West title hunt, taking on the Lobos from New Mexico. Hi, everybody. Alex Faust, Petros Pat is here with you. Boise must win here tonight and get help. We'll talk about the tiebreaker scenarios as we go. But the bottom line for Boise State, they've gotten better as the season's gone on. They've gotten deeper as the season's gone on. It helps that they've had some running backs come back from injury, namely George Holani.
Yeah, you just heard Coach Peterson talking about it. George Holani is the difference maker for this offense. They have a lot of weapons and a solid quarterback in Bachmeier. But Holani is just so dynamic. He's great between the tackles. He can make people miss. He's physical, but then he can catch the ball down the field, which really changes things for them. He can do so much, and he is healthy now, which is a huge point. For New Mexico, it has been a tough year offensively. There's no doubt about that. They've switched to a triple option look, but a bright spot, the freshman of the week in the Mountain West last week, Aaron Dumas, a guy that they have now identified, still a little light, but he is aggressive, and they will try to build on the game he had last week, try to get him to take over here on the blue.
Yeah, establishing the run game is a must for the Lobos on the road here. It is a must win for Boise State, but the Broncos are still alive. Kickoff on the blue turf is next. All right, this is relatively temperate. Getting down to this time of year at Albertsons Stadium in Boise. 39 degrees. Don't forget to download the brand new Fox Weather app. As we get set for kickoff, Danny Gonzalez in his second season with the Lobos. This building project continues. Says he still believes in this group, though they have struggled and they have changed things up recently. He mentioned the triple option and Andy Avalos in his first season. Boise State won the toss. They chose to defer to the second half.
Andy's had an up and down year. They started out with a big weather delay in Central Florida, if you remember that, and had Oklahoma State, an excellent team, come up and play at Boise in a tight one. But those two losses up in Boise, Nevada, and Air Force, they stung.
Yeah.
And they've made some recovery since then, and like you said, they have a chance, and they've really grown in the month of November, and that's what you're asking from a head coach like
for sure. They talked about it. The bye week was super important for them. They were idle after the Air Force loss, and they had a couple of team meetings and really productive conversations. Boise State has not trailed since the third quarter of their game against Colorado State more than 3 weeks ago. Aaron Dumas, who's been impressive as a freshman, the top freshman running back of the Mountain West, back to receive this opening kickoff from Joel Velasquez, the sixth-year senior, one of several honored before the game for the Broncos. Ready to go in Boise. And we're underway. This will be taken out from the 3-yard line. Andrew Erickson winds up with the kickoff return. And he takes it up past the 20. And so the Lobos will go to work with Isaiah Chavez at quarterback, battling a bit of a right ankle injury. I want to talk about all the ringers they've been through. Their quarterback depth chart had been decimated this year, and now it is Chavez who gets the start here tonight.
Yeah, Terry Wilson got hurt. He was their transfer. C.J. Montez, they ended up redshirting. Here's Isaiah Chavez, a redshirt freshman at a Rio Rancho High School in Rio Rancho, New Mexico. So a local guy. He runs the ball pretty well, and he handles the ball well in their triple option. You see that double pistol look.
Whistles off the snap. And it's a false start or an illegal formation.
False start, number 5 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Not a good start. Kyle Jarvis, redshirt senior tight end.
And obviously, any penalty sets back an offense, but this is a chip-away type of offense. They've had to make that adjustment to try to save their defense a little bit and hold the ball. And they need every yard they can get to stay on the field.
Aaron Dumas fights through a tackle in the backfield. Maybe gets one on the play here. Ezekiel Noah with the stop.
See how Chavez doesn't expect a snap here. He's looking over to the sideline, and he is lucky. That got fired back by Chang, the center. He is lucky that he was able to come up with that heads-up play to catch it and hand it off, and to get a no gain. Could have been a turnover.
No gain on the play. Lobos at 3-7 in the season, looking for their 4th win, which would be a 5-year high for this program. Still very much in the building phase. Play clock runs all the way down. They get the snap. Dumas gets the call, and he goes nowhere. Gang tackled and pushed back. J.L. Skinner, along with Tyreek Jones and Dimitri Washington. 3rd down and 14 now as we take a look at the New Mexico offense. Just 14 touchdowns through 10 games this season, last in FBS football in scoring.
They've had some good production on the perimeter from Luke Wysong, but he's been a little bit beat up. 3rd and 14, not a lot that this offense in its current state can dial up at this part of the field.
Dumas in motion, and it's a quarterback keeper, Chavez. Riley Wimpy in there on the stop, and it's a 3-and-out for New Mexico.
Riley Wimpy, 5th-year senior out of San Clemente, California. San Clemente High Triton. Intelligent, huge care factor, according to Spencer Danielson, his defensive coordinator. Guy cares more about every play than anybody else out there on the defense, and he makes tackles like he does.
So New Mexico to part of the way, and it's blocked! Boise State picks it up. Tyreek Jones scampers in. Third block kick this season for the Broncos. You saw it coming. And Tyreek Jones, the beneficiary.
Things start out horribly for the Lobos. Penalties, a bad snap, and now this. That is Kaniho, I believe, blocking that kick. Yeah, Kakawa Kaniho selling out and taking the ball off the foot. 2 great safeties, and Tyreek Jones scooping it up.
Remember, it was Avery Williams who used to do all that work for Boise State. 5 last season. This is their 3rd this year, and the Broncos are off and running. Well, it's a nice start for Boise State defensively, forcing a 3-and-out, blocking a punt, and a 6-yard return. After the block from Kaniho, Tyreek Jones scampers in. Boise State, they're watching the scoreboard as much as they're playing this game here tonight. Utah State and Wyoming playing, and the bottom line is Boise State needs to win, and they need to get help from Utah State and from Air Force just to make it the cleanest path possible to get back to the Mountain West Championship game. They do not control their own destiny in the least. There's Andrew Erickson, taking out from his own goal line, bang shoulders together at the 20-yard line. And that is where New Mexico will try to start again.
See if Danny Gonzalez and Derek Wareheim, his offensive coordinator, can find a little more consistency. You see what happened there on the first drive, and you saw the stars for Boise State come out early. Riley Wimpy, Tyreek Jones, Kaniho, big stars. 2 of them, all 3 of them seniors, 2 of them 50-year guys.
Chavez, the redshirt freshman for New Mexico. They'll hand it off. No, he'll put it back. And Chavez scampers ahead for 3 yards on 1st down off the fake handoff.
We talked about Isaiah Chavez's ability to handle that ball, and he really pulled that thing late out of the mesh. And pretty good ball handling there to get the first positive yardage of the night for the Lobos. And they're going to need to keep leaning on Boise and be very, very efficient with that run game and not get away from it.
Former walk-on, Chavez. This time it's Dumas. A nice through the traffic. That's a nice run for Dumas. And he's awfully close to the line to make, and they will give him the first down.
Good hole there opens up for the freshman out of El Paso, Texas.
I beg your pardon, Petros. The spot put them back about a half yard. My mistake.
Get a look at the Lobos in a short yardage situation. Still in a shotgun. And I'd like to see him under center in this, but an I formation and a pistol.
Third and inches. Dumas has it. Aaron Dumas, leading rusher for New Mexico, coming off a career-high 23 carries for 143 yards at Fresno State last week, named the Freshman of the Week in the Mountain West Conference.
Noah with the tackle on him. Freshman of the Week versus a guy who's played a lot of physical football over the years at Boise. The Mike backer, Ezekiel Noah. That will be a great matchup all game. This young freshman who's growing at New Mexico into a very good running back, and these very experienced Boise defenders, particularly in the secondary.
First down for the Lobos. Dumas picks up one and gets smothered there. Ezekiel Noah had a hand in along with Jackson Cravens.
Those guys are going to be seeing each other all night, Noah and Dumas. And when you're a young guy and you're under 200 pounds, how many times can you carry the ball into this tough defense? I think Danny Gonzalez is going to find out.
With no gain on the play. So Dumas lines up again. He's directly behind the quarterback, Chavez. And the play clock winding down. New Mexico takes a timeout. There you see Andy Avalos chatting with Ezekiel Noah. Yeah, Boise State, their defense has been the more consistent part of their game this year. Off to a good start. You know, our camera guy started on just Boise Elvis and then panned over slowly, so one by
It just
one
gets
we
better
can see.
and better.
Anyway, we'll get back to that in a moment. Here's what's important for Boise State. Mountain West standings in the Mountain Division. There could be a three-way tie, which would favor Boise. They need to win out. They need help. Utah State, if they lose one game, that creates that three-way tie potentially.
But if they lose two, then Air Force.
Yes, head-to-head tiebreak.
See, I got it.
Yeah, it wasn't that complicated. It's not rocket science.
Kind of.
All we know is they have to win this game. And then the rest, whatever happens, happens. Riley Wimpy with the tackle here along with Caleb Biggers. And it's a 3rd and 9 for New Mexico out of the timeout.
Faced up with Aaron Dumas, who is a physical runner. But this is going to be a 3rd and long situation. And these situations, trying to stay on the field, are going to tell the tale for New Mexico's offense, which has been by far their most struggling unit in this game.
And this pass is off the hands of the intended target. They brought in Connor Chenal, redshirt sophomore quarterback. He was throwing to Zerax Scruggs Jr. Incomplete pass, 4th down.
So a quarterback change mid-series. They bring in somebody they're more comfortable with dropping back straight up out of Santa Fe Springs, California, Connor Chenal. And that ball's just straight up dropped, and if he caught it, would have been good for the first down anyway.
So Aaron Rodriguez was unable to get the punt off the first time. This one, though, is able to boot downfield. Pretty good punt. Taken at the 24-yard line by Khalil Shakir, and he shakes a couple tackles. Shakir finally ridden down at the 43. 20-yard return after the 45-yard punt. Matthias Bertram finally brought him down. And so, for the first time tonight, we see the Boise State offense.
And Hank Bachmeier's been the man, their quarterback, the junior out of Murrieta Valley, California. Great distributor, tough as nails. You see the numbers. He's been a leader in Boise for a while, and he will continue to be into next year, really growing with the new staff and Tim Plow, the OC.
Last week against Wyoming, completed 72% of his passes. This one, though, incomplete, intended for Khalil Shakir, who by many estimates is the top receiver in the Mountain West, having a career season, and the guys in front of him having a career year as well by many estimates.
Yeah, Jake Stats, John Ojukwu at tackle. George Halani we talked about in the open. So did Coach Peterson in the pregame show. They've got their offense back, and they are healthy, and that spells trouble for the rest of the conference with what's left, especially the Lobos.
And George Halani in the backfield here. And Halani gets the carry, searching for running room, and picks up 4 yards. Tackled by Syer Riley. So we take a look at the New Mexico defense. This actually has been an improving unit as the season's gone along under defensive coordinator Rocky Long.
And you would expect that with Danny Gonzalez and Rocky Long. They are getting better.
Bachmeier taking a shot. And clearly not on the same page there with one of his receivers. Octavius Evans was kind of sort of in the region, but it's a 4th down and a 3 and out for the Boise offense.
Huge for Rocky Long to get a 3 and out. The defensive coordinator telling his guys, get off the field. You did it. Octavius Evans and Cobbs, but were both out last week. Cobbs is still a little limited, and they need those guys back as well.
Luke Weissong back at his own 10. Drift forward and call for the fair catch at the 16. So a great defensive series for New Mexico to start this game. Have you heard, Petros? It's a big game next week. In fact, it's like the game of the year.
Oh, it's such a big game. I know people that are trying to negotiate just finding a dark room with soundproof so they can watch it without disturbing their family and friends.
Oh, big new next week, Ohio State, Michigan. Game of the year. It all begins 10 a.m. Eastern with big noon kickoff live from Ann Arbor on Fox. Chavez back in at quarterback. And diving ahead here is Bobby Wooden, running back, taking a pass in the backfield. Couple of receptions this season.
And that's the triple option right there, Alex. I mean, we just saw it. They had the dive play, a quarterback run, and then the pitch. And it worked okay. Boise was on it and ready to go, but still a 4-yard gain for New Mexico. And when you handle the ball like that with 3 different guys that have a potential to carry it and you don't know before the snap, the ball can be on the ground very quickly. They're new to this still.
Keep it on the ground here. Physical run for Bobby Cole. And he used to be their #1 guy. Picks up 3 here. Well, the flag comes in.
Illegal formation on the offense. 5 in the backfield. 5-yard penalty. Replay 2nd down.
So that'll negate it. Push him back.
And this is the 2nd time we've seen that. And this is a new offense for these Lobos. They switched to a triple option look, really, after Terry Wilson got hurt and they decided to redshirt C.J. Montez. We've seen another quarterback in this game so far, but they decided to switch to that look to help out their defense. They have not been able to generate much at all with their offense this year.
I hand it off here to Wood. Getting a block from Cole, acting as a fullback, but he goes nowhere. Caleb Biggers, Riley Wimpy, and a loss of 1.
Yeah, Kate Briggs was out there leading through the left tackle, and he made a good block. 73, you're going to see, and Bobby Cole in 34 leading through, but you're just going to see all this outside support getting to the edge. Everybody, both Kaniho brothers over there making the play. And you might be able to lead through and set that edge, but there are safeties and Broncos flying up to make sure you're not going far.
Keep an eye on Keanoe, the younger one, 14 in blue. 3rd and 12, Connor Janol brought down inside the 5. DJ Schramm with his first sack of the season, a loss of 12, and the New Mexico drive is over just like that.
DJ Schramm, Fresno, California junior, coming from that middle linebacker position, and he blitzes, and missing him is Cade Briggs, the left tackle, who needed to come back and pick him up because he was the most imminent threat. He makes the play with that newfangled kind of cowboy collar that looks like it's made of styrofoam.
To the back of the end zone, Aaron Rodriguez gets the punt away. Shakir takes the fair catch at the 45. 42-yard punt. We'll step aside. Boise State in the lead. 7-0 Broncos early in this one. DJ Schramm and Zadap after the sack.
That's a new deal there. Look at that thing. That is different. I mean, that's like a guy that saw the old airplanes, going into the future and seeing a space shuttle. Like, I'm shocked at that cowboy collar.
You were talking about it the entire commercial.
I love it.
Bachmeier hands it off to Holani. And Holani slips the tackle. First down up to the 33-yard line for George Holani, a redshirt sophomore from California.
Just such a smooth runner. Got a nice little pull around there. Offensive line improving by Ben Dooley. Misses a tackle. Slips a tackle. Finishes physically. Just does it all.
Against Holani. And remember, he was hurt to begin the year, and they slowly built up his reps as the season went along, and finally they're at a place where they can target 20-plus carries a game.
And they can throw him the ball and split him out. They've had a lot of good production from all their backs. Tyler Crow is the short yardage guy. Andrew Van Buren, even more of a short yardage guy. Red zone. Habibi Lakio's been great, but Holani is the guy.
Going to be a free play here. And Bachmeier connects with Khalil Shakir. That'll get him the first down.
Yeah, I thought Shakir got the wind knocked out of him or something on that very first punt return that he had, and he was a little different for a couple plays, and now coming back and finishing
Offside,
that one. Another flag
number
down,
58 of the defense. That penalty would be declined. First down.
Shakir already invited to the Senior Bowl this year.
And he really operates from the slot, but that doesn't mean they can't line him up in the backfield. He can't run end arounds. He can line up all the way by the sideline and run those kind of post routes and stuff. He's got it all.
After a 10-yard gain, New Mexico nearly jumped offside again.
That's his traditional position, though, right there in the slot.
Play clock down to 5. Bachmeier motioning Tyneel Hopper. And it's an incomplete pass. Hopper was the target. That looked all out of sorts.
And they've been a little bit out of sync to start the game. They kind of had to stand there and watch with the 2 possessions for New Mexico and the block punt, but not an excuse for Coach Plow's group.
Second down and 10 from the New Mexico 18. And off to Holani. Tried to fight through the initial wave. Maybe got a half yard. That's nice coverage in the run game from New Mexico. Give him one after the tackle from Tavion Combs stopped him.
Ronald Wilson, too, filled that hole. Tough safety play they've had. Ronald Wilson blew up those last 2 plays. The freshman from Fort Worth doing a good job here in the red zone.
It's third down. Wilson last week led New Mexico in tackles against Fresno State, another team that likes to throw the ball. On third down, Bachmeier surveys, throws, caught by Shakir. And he's down inside the 10. Zaire Riley made the stop, and this will be a 4th down and short coming up.
Riley there in coverage for Lobos.
So Shakir's got to know where the stick is. He's got to button up and drift out a little bit more. Although he did have a little bit of yak after the catch. Still a short yardage situation, and Shakir's still a little banged up there.
Yeah. Van Buren, who's been a short yardage specialist for them, does get enough to move the sticks. If he didn't, it was by a razor-thin margin. He was right at him.
He's been getting great push with that second effort. Van Buren and Crower, both in the backfield, 33 and 21. They are the short yardage crew, and he gets hit deep in the backfield and just keeps those legs going. Leotele gets him, but not down.
So it's a 1st and goal now for Boise State. Van Buren again, and at running back. Again, the play clock winding down. Bachmeier wanted the snap and never got it.
And more out of sorts a little bit there.
False start. Number 88 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 1st down.
Usually this is on the center when the quarterback is clapping and wants you to snap the ball. The center, Jake Stetz, has got to get it out. Jake Stetz has been great all year. Their 4th center that they've played. He's a tall guy for a center, 6'4". But Coach Avalos thinks that he might play this position at the next level.
Well, he's been moved around quite a bit. Avalos said he might be the team MVP at this rate. Played guard at both the left and right sides. Van Buren. And again, he's cut down.
Van Buren carries.
Leutele with the tackle. And this Boise State offense, and again, they've been so much better running the ball of late. They just, whatever reason, haven't been able to get going.
Well, and we've seen some guys produce. Leotele, a sophomore. Ronald Wilson, a freshman. On the offensive side, Dumas, a freshman. So you're starting to kind of slowly see the future of Lobo football under Danny Gonzalez emerge.
Well, there's a short field. 9th play already of the drive. Bachmeier keeps it short. Octavius Evans tries to spin away, and he'll be tackled for a loss. Leutele again, one of the many hands in there for New Mexico. Justin Harris among them.
Great read on this screen. New Mexico comes with a rush, but the catch right on top of him is that freshman, Ronald Wilson, who makes the initial play. And then Leotele, who's had some good plays here in the red zone, rallies to the football, and they force a 3rd and goal here. New Mexico's defense, an improved unit, no doubt.
Wilson, the youngest guy on the team, turned 18 midway through this season. I mean, they are an incredibly young group. But they're holding their own here. In the final seconds of the 1st quarter, Bachmeier hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. They haven't whistled it down yet. This might be a live ball. Still haven't heard a whistle. Now there's one. New Mexico picked it up. What's the call here?
A lot of confusion there. Bachmeier swearing that he was throwing the ball forward.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass.
There you go.
4th down.
All right, play till you hear a whistle.
That's right. You didn't hear it. And the New Mexico defense did a good job of keeping it going. There's Leotele again. And, yeah, that ball is going forward. You even see it kind of spins out of his fingers. But still a great job by young Ray Leotele out of Modern Day High School.
Tell you what, collectively, great job by the Lobos defensively.
Yeah, and he was everywhere.
So a chip shot field goal is good. But a stop from New Mexico holds them to just that field goal with 13 seconds left in the quarter.
A little bit of frustration on Hank Bachmeier's face. That wry smile from Rocky Long, who knows that this is an improving unit, believes that they're on the right track. Rocky Long is really one of the guys at San Diego State, along with Danny Gonzalez, Brady Hoke, who helped build up the Mountain West to this great pinnacle that it is right now. The top to bottom, the conference has never been better. And now here they are trying to rebuild a place that they love, New Mexico in Albuquerque, and they're starting from the bottom up. But you're starting to kind of see that defense take its shape, and that is what these guys do so well.
Yeah, Rocky won 3 Mountain West titles with San Diego State, got to a record 10 straight bowl games. And he and Danny Gonzalez, you know, it's interesting when we talk with them, they know where they're at, right? They know what their record is. They know that they're just not very good at the moment, but there are little glimpses you see here or there of what they're building in.
It's a reclamation project in Albuquerque.
Sure.
There's no doubt about it. And these are passionate guys who are from the state and love the program. And that's what you need to turn things around.
I would imagine Wright Petras probably wanting clarity on what happened on that last play. The whistle.
Yeah, I think he talking about the previous ball that was called an incomplete pass, thought might have been a fumble. Not a bad idea just to work those officials throughout the game.
Grease those wheels. 13 seconds left in the quarter.
There's young Ray Leotele, who really had a great series there when that ball got into the red zone.
Rocky Long has pointed him out a couple times we've talked to him. From the 2, Luke Weisaw all the way to the opposite side of the field, and he's wrestled out of bounds. Well, tomorrow we've got a huge doubleheader on Fox. First, the Packers take on the Vikings, or other regional action. Then America's Game of the Week. Dak and the Cowboys battle Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. It's on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Check your local listings for the games in your area. 19-yard return. And we'll set up what should be the final play of the quarter here. Isaiah Chavez returned. We've seen a little bit of Connor Janot. We might also see Bryson Carroll. He's been an emergency quarterback on a couple of occasions for New Mexico. Bobby Cole lines up in the backfield, but Chavez keeps it. Tried to cut up field and gets tackled by Dimitri Washington. That'll wrap up the first quarter. No gain on the play. And Boise State, it hasn't looked pretty at times, but the block giving them the touchdown. It's 10-0.
I go on and on, can't understand how.
Credit where credit's due. Boise State's defense has not let anything slip by tonight.
Yeah, they have been aggressive, and why not? They know that New Mexico wants to run the ball, and they have guys that are excited to try to stop that. You know, it feels like every team that comes up to the blue turf this year that we've seen wants to run the ball all over Boise. Wyoming.
Chavez to throw and connects with Kyle Jarvis in the short completion.
Good to get a completion going to Jarvis. We saw UTEP come into the blue and try to run the ball. They're a tough running team. So they're used to teams trying to get behind their pads and run the football on them, and I think they see it as a great challenge.
Chavez stays in a quarterback. We had seen Connor Janot come in some third down situations already tonight.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. You know, you get into 3rd and long and you bring in your guy that drop back and throws it a little bit more. It seems like more of an invitation for the defense to blitz him and make sure he can't get the ball off.
3rd down and 8. And Bobby Cole only gets a couple of yards. And it'll be 4th down.
Very conservative call for a 3rd and 8. You'd have to wonder how much they trust Chavez throwing the ball down the field. With the looks of that play call, you'd say not much.
Tell you what, though, he came in back-to-back years off the bench, essentially, to beat Wyoming twice in his career. He threw it 7 times last week, and another punt is blocked. Second scoop and score for Boise State tonight. The block from Alexander Tubner. The recovery from the Broncos and Dylan Herberg. They've done it again.
This is a huge problem when you can't get a punt off. Here comes Tubner right there, number 34, through the wall. I mean, there's a reason that those personal protectors are there, but he just knifes through between two of them and takes the ball off the foot. And Herberg with the recovery and the celebration in the end zone.
Out of the 17 for Boise State tonight off blocked punts.
Wow.
Well, that's now 2 blocked kicks. Last year they had a game with 3 Petros against Colorado State. They're well on their way.
Look at that mullet.
It's one.
Look at that. There's mullets everywhere.
Dylan Herbert. Aaron Rodriguez, who entered tonight, 67 punts. There was no indication that this was an issue. None blocked. Tonight, 4 attempted punts. 2 of them have been blocked. And Boise's offense, oh my. That's a little bit of insult to injury here in the miscues from New Mexico tonight.
Well, here's the first block punt by Canijo. Jones picks it up. And then Tubner. It just seems like a terrible miscommunication between the personal protectors, Ben Davis and Isaac Gutierrez. And Herberg with the scoop and score there. And that bullet really comes out of the bag.
It does. So New Mexico starts at the 25 after the touchback. Pitch play to the outside, and Bobby Wooden is tackled immediately. Keonohi Kaniho, the redshirt freshman, the younger brother of Kakala Kaniho, for a 5-yard loss.
Keonohi doing a good job stepping up, and that is his man, the pitch man. And Noah did a good job of forcing the pitch and being there to support a cutback situation. Good running fits, and he has really come on in the last few weeks. Couple of picks.
He wasn't even on the 2 deep to begin the season.
No. There's his brother.
Yep. Burst onto the scene here. Second down and 15. Cole tried to plant, move upfield, ran into Jackson Cravens, brought it down.
He is mean and tough out of Provo, Utah. And they found it a challenge to prepare for this week. We talked to Spencer Danielson, the D coordinator, Andy Avalos, a defensive guy. They faced that triple option against Air Force on the blue. Obviously a team in a different state than New Mexico is, but didn't work out well, and Boise ended up losing that game. They had a lot to prove in this one.
Connor Janol back into quarterback, and the play clock ticks down to 0, and they will not get it off unless the timeout was called.
Delay of game, number 16 on the offense. 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
Well, if you're going to switch quarterbacks, you have to be able to do it efficiently. And that's why a lot of people don't switch quarterbacks in series. And you can just feel the frustration coming off of Danny Gonzalez's body.
Third and 16. And Janol tucks, throws, and completes. To the 35-yard line. That was the line to make. Flag comes in. Trace Bruckler, the freshman tight end, leads the Lobos in receiving touchdowns this year.
Thought Bruckler was going to get it.
Yeah.
But he got hit hard.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 38 of the defense. that 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
So the edge player and leader, Dimitri Washington, gets called on this as he's coming in pretty hard. I don't know, could he have held up there? Janal looked like he could have tucked it and run in that situation. Washington a little frustrated.
Wound up being a 16-yard catch, then the penalty yards put them at midfield. This is the best field position New Mexico's had all night. They'll take a shot, and backpedaling. Bobby Wooden, was he able to hang on? No. He was out of bounds when he made the catch.
Wooden makes that catch with one hand, though. Looked great doing it. He's one-on-one with the great boundary player, J.L. Skinner. And he makes that catch, and the foot is down out of bounds. Great call by the officials on the sideline who are right on top of it.
J.L. Skinner, leader on this defense. Along with Canijo, Scott Matlock, they have a whole bunch of veterans that they've relied on all year. Second down. Cole spins away from a hit, nearly got past a second. Canijo with a physical tackle, and Cole staggers back to his feet.
Yeah, he got his right leg kind of twisted up under him, Alex, there. Cole was running angry and really broke that first tackle, but trying to struggle out of the second tackle. It looked like his leg kind of rolled up under him.
That was Caleb Biggers, not Canijo, who made the tackle. There he is. We haven't seen Aaron Dumas since the first series of the game. And now Dumas checks back in on a 3rd and 7. Chavez pulls it back and will rumble to the 44. Skinner and Banya combined for the tackle.
To see two of your primary ball carriers, Chavez and Bobby Cole, limp off the field in 2 plays. I mean, that tent is getting crowded.
So they're going to punt this. Rodriguez gets this one away. This will take a New Mexico roll to the 4, where it's down there by Tony Collier. And the Boise State offense, led by George Holani, comes back on the field, up 17-0. 17-0 Boise State, but after a 40-yard punt, they'll have to start from their own 4. Their offense, if you're just looking at the stats here, only 44 total yards of offense. Special teams accounts for all 17. Field goal and 2 block punts. And George Holani spins away and has a first down for Boise State.
See if they can start imposing their offensive will like they have defensively and with their special teams thus far, Alex. Now that they got positive play on first down and another first down, we'll see how quickly Hank Bachmeier gets this machine moving. He's got great command of this offense.
And he's battled through injuries the last couple of years, at a torn MCL last season. Gets the call on first down, stumbled a bit, and gets gang tackled behind the line. Tavion Combs, the sophomore from Amarillo, Texas.
Young guys making plays defensively. Sophomores, freshmen, growing up in this program. Combs from the Lobo position coming on the run support. Nobody to block that guy. If he's an instinctive player, he's going to be around the line of scrimmage when they run it.
Loss of 1. Bachmeier to throw. Near side, complete to Shakir at the 26, and he steps out at the 30. First down for the Broncos.
That time they give Bachmeier more of a deep safety look, and he takes advantage. Lots of cushion out there on the edge. And he's able to flip it out to his great wide receiver quite easily for another first down.
Marked him out at the 28-yard line. Shakir gets a direct snap, knifes through the traffic, stiff arm from Shakir. He's still going to the 40-yard line and out into New Mexico territory. And Boise State giving us a new look here. 33 yards for Shakir, and they're into Lobo territory.
Not a lot of slot guys that could just get behind the center and run a Kansas State style quarterback run play. Just kind of skips over to the left a little bit and then winds it back right. So much ability and patience running the football from Shakir. Tough to tackle.
Cyrus Habibi-Likio checks in for the first time. Bachmeyer throws it short. Davis Cutter, son of the former Boise State head coach, transfer from Portland State with the reception and a gain of 5.
He got banged up last week against Wyoming. Good to see Davis back in there. They're getting more healthy at the wide receiver position, but they have some young players that they also want to get involved, like Latrell Caples.
Yet to see him here tonight. Freshman. Second down and 5. Habibi-Likio. And he'll move the sticks.
He's been great as a transfer from Oregon. Kind of a hybrid between what Holani can give you and what Van Buren can give you. And there it is. The shot of Chavez in a boot.
Goodness.
Being carted off the field. And that means going to be a different quarterback situation for the Lobos when they get the ball back.
I mean, it's the second straight year that's happened for New Mexico. Bachmeyer throws on target. Cutter turns upfield and is brought down by Ronald Wilson at the 15-yard line. It's another first down for Boise State.
Starting to see Tim Plow's offense open up a little bit. Right next to Octavius Evans, working in unison. Evans peels out. Cutter comes under, wide open. Beautiful throw.
Pick up a 14. Kurt Raftel, the tight end, in motion. Habibi-Likio, and he stumbled, it appeared. He's tackled just behind the line.
You saw the Fox Weather app report, about 40 degrees. Maybe a little bit wet on the field. And there is our guy. What a story.
Oh, my goodness.
That's Bryson Carroll, Alex, former equipment manager. Knows how to run that triple option. We're not kidding.
He had been working as a grad assistant, approached by the coaches after the injury to Terry Wilson. Hey, you know, would you mind suiting up as an emergency quarterback? Bachmeyer's pass tipped, intercepted! Dante Martin! And flags come in after.
Pass is intercepted.
Looks like there's an injured Bronco on the play.
Dante Martin high points that ball after the tip. I mean, it went sky high like a pop fly. And Garrett Curran looked like he was the culprit for the late hit. O-lineman always looking to get a piece of a guy after an interception if they can.
Might have been because Hank Bachmeyer was involved in some sort of scrum. And Bachmeyer was the one who was down. But here is Bryson Carroll, who saw emergency action for a few plays a couple years ago. Again, New Mexico.
After the play, personal foul, number 69 of Boise. That 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. New Mexico's ball, first down.
Oh, what a story this would be. So a couple of years ago, they had lost 3 quarterbacks due to injury. Similar situation. But Carroll will get his chance once again on an emergency basis after this tip and pick. New Mexico ball. Well, there are football movies that are made from stuff like this. Bryson Carroll, grad assistant thought he was done playing last year. Suffered from bone spurs. He had been working as a grad assistant last year or so with the team. Approached about coming in as an emergency quarterback, suiting up just in case. Well, he's in, and he gets tackled on the first play, but it's Bobby Wooden who got a crease, and he's running into Boise State territory. Tackled at the 37-yard line. J.L. Skinner and Brandon Hawkins are there. What a start.
Carroll does a great job just getting this ball out. He recognizes the force play coming right down on him. A good block on the edge by Dumas to really spring things for Wooden. And that's the most successful offensive play they've had without the help of a penalty tonight.
It's the longest play for New Mexico tonight. 21 yards. Carroll hands it off to Aaron Dumas. And he won't get a gain of any kind. Pushing and shoving after. And if you're Boise State, you're up 17-0 in this game. What? All this pushing and shoving is nothing you need.
They're physical, and they don't want to be challenged physically at the line of scrimmage by a team that's trying to run the ball almost every play on them. So they take this as a challenge, and they are fighting at the line of scrimmage, and there is a lot of talking going back and forth. Things are getting chippy out there.
So Carroll had been a running back for the most part. Played a quarterback 2017 briefly. Finished second on the team in rushing back in 2019. No step up here. Evade a tackle, but not a second. Ezekiel Noah gets the sack in the end. Loss of 7.
Well, you've been a grad assistant, going around doing everything that everybody needs around the program, helping out the coaches, helping out the players. It's quite a different look to be looking through that face mask and having guys come after you. But a great job so far, just getting out there and executing the offense in the way he did. And now we have a new quarterback again for the 3rd and long.
Yeah, it's Connor Janot again. Janot throws, incomplete. Caleb Biggers in coverage on Zerach Scruggs, and it's 4th down. Just again, if you're not familiar with the New Mexico injury situation, so they lost Terry Wilson, the transfer from Kentucky, due to injury. Trey Hall, who was a backup quarterback, lined up at wide receiver this year. He had a leg injury. He's done for the year. Isaiah Chavez brought in as a redshirt freshman. They're redshirting another guy this year, so they don't want to take that off. So this is essentially 4th and 5th string. And Rodriguez nearly had another punt blocked. This will bounce into the end zone for a touchback. 3:35 left in the second half. 45 yards on the punt.
Hey, coming up on the State Farm halftime, Ohio State and Michigan are on a collision course next week. Oklahoma bounces back against Iowa State, and could Nick Saban continue his dominance over Arkansas? We'll tell you all about it at the half. Right now, Alex and Petros, back to you.
All right, Mike. 3:35 to go here before we get to chat with you. Hank Bachmeier and Boise State up 17-0. And again, all of that without a touchdown from scrimmage. Catch for Shakir out across the 35 and out of bounds, pushed out by Corey Hightower.
Long exchange between Bachmeier and Likio there. Really rode that fake. Good action in the backfield by Bachmeier.
Bachmeier takes a shot but delivers on time to Shakir. And Shakir gang tackled at the 44.
We've seen it a few times in this game, the half. Boise State moving the ball, getting down into the red zone, and New Mexico really tightening things up and doing well defensively, at least doing their part defensively. And saw that when they forced that pick.
5 targets, 5 catches for Shakir. Picks up 8 here. Bibi Likio. And he squirms his way across the line to gain. First down for the Broncos. Cody Moon there with the tackle.
Albuquerque product.
Clock moves inside of 2.5 to play in the first half. Again, for Boise State, they do not control their own destiny, but they're getting help on the scoreboard. We'll talk more about that as we go. Bachmeier, and off the hands of Shakir.
And things have kind of stalled a little bit. For Boise's offense, we usually see them, especially in the last few weeks, go out and light things up and finish drives, and just hasn't really been on point all night for senior night here.
A little bit of a restlessness in the crowd, despite the score and how things have progressed here. Baby Licchio nearly got away. Tackled in New Mexico territory at the 44-yard line. Gain of 9, 3rd and 1. There's Tim Plow. Talking about it, you mentioned it earlier, the fact that they've been getting healthier as the season's gone on. They found consistency finally with their offensive line. Had to shuffle that a couple of times. See what they can do to end the half here. Carry here for Tyler Crow. And it'll give him a first down.
Crow, kind of a feel-good story, a local guy, Skyview High School Hawks out of Nampa, Idaho. Idaho Player of the Year in high school, and they find a way to involve him in the backfield.
Tell you what, they spotted this. They gave no gain on the play, so it's a 4th down. Clock approaching a minute to go in the half. And they give it to Van Buren. He will not get there. And Boise State turns it over on downs.
Other than the special teams, the story here is Justin Harris celebrates the tackle. The story here is New Mexico's defense. They just burrow at the line of scrimmage, so the Broncos O-line can get no push. Van Buren tries to improvise, but Harris is there waiting for him. And another turnover.
Career high in tackles for Harris this season. But we had a feeling this was coming. New Mexico has been slowly getting better on the defensive end. The offense is what it is right now. But their numbers defensively are pretty respectable. Bryson Carroll keeps it and dives forward as we enter the final minute of the half. Tackled by Herbert Gums, redshirt freshman.
Carroll coming off. They're doing that 2 quarterbacks. We saw it earlier with Isaiah Chavez. He was carted off. I thought they would just go the rest of the way with Janal, but brought in Carroll. Here's Janal again.
2nd down and 8, half a minute to play. Approaching midfield. Carroll's throw. Too tall to handle. Incomplete. Bruckler, the intended target. 26 seconds to go in the half. J.L. Skinner in coverage.
And other than 2 blocked punts, if you're the New Mexico Lobos, you go into the locker room and your inability to generate things on offense, and you say, we've done a really good job kind of holding the fort so far. But holding the fort and having an opportunity to win the football game are 2 different things. Very hard to win when you can't score points or consistently get first downs.
3rd down, a long 8. Janal stands in and throws incomplete. Live ball. J.L. Skinner picks it up, fumbles it out of bounds. Never heard of same kind of scenario as earlier in the game. Never heard a whistle, and Skinner is down.
Yeah, I thought they should have blown a whistle on that. I mean, it looked like that ball clearly came out of Janal's hand going forward. Otherwise, the ball wouldn't have gone forward with the throw. Oh, they called it a fumble. Okay, yeah. Maybe they saw something we didn't. Skinner heads up play to pick it up, but he got shaken up on there, and then Caleb Biggers just kicked it out of bounds. So it will be Boise's football if it all stands. But we don't know what the flag is.
Right, I was going to say, in all of this, penalty marker on the field.
The ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense. During the return, personal foul, blindside block, number 7 of the defense. Yep. That penalty will be enforced from the spot of the foul.
All right, let's see what happened here. Noah is the guy that did the block. That ball looks to me like hands going forward to me there. But the call on the field is the call on the field.
Awfully tight.
He was able to push that ball forward, though, with his hand. And to me, if you push the ball forward with your hand, it's an incomplete pass.
All right, Dean Blandino is with us. Dean, what do you see?
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I actually agree with Petros. So it's any forward movement of the hand with control, and I do feel like, although it's close, the hand just starts to come forward with control. Again, it's close. If it's not clear and obvious, they stay with the ruling on the field. I do think this is an incomplete pass. If they change it to an incomplete pass, now we have the blindside block against Boise. That would be enforced 15 yards, and New Mexico would get a first down out of this. So it's going to be a big decision here for replay.
So that doesn't just get erased because the play was erased.
Right, the personal foul, 15 yards, that gets enforced. If it was a hold, something that wasn't 15 yards, it would go away.
Crazy. They saw it as a fumble and didn't blow the whistle, and they just let him keep playing.
I wonder, too, if there's a spot and clock that they're looking at as well as a part of this whole situation.
Well, it's an incomplete pass. The spot's where it was.
Yeah.
And the clock, though, they have to take a look at that. Or maybe they don't, because that play counted to a certain degree, and they're going to get the penalty on there.
A lot to untangle. Still 17 seconds here. Again, New Mexico down to amounts to their 5th string quarterbacks. Here's another look at the blindside block.
All right, here it is. Noah, yeah. And that is a blindside block. Kyle Stapley, 293 pounds, wearing it from Noah. That used to be called, in my day, a great block.
Wait, you're not going to go all get off my lawn on
No, not at all.
Okay.
It's a safety thing, but it is amazing that plays that we would celebrate as great football plays, you know, just 10 years ago, are now 15-yard penalties. All that peel back stuff has been slowly removed from the game.
Big, thick rule book here with all these safety elements. Still trying to unpack in the replay booth what the ruling here will be. Along with making sure they get the clock right and everything else. Boise State's 3rd in the Mountain Division coming in. Utah State losing right now, which would help them.
You know, I think they might be having trouble overturning this.
After further review, the ruling of a fumble stands.
Wow.
It will be Boise State's ball, 1st and 10 at the Boise State 44-yard line.
Okay. Not what we saw, but call on the field is the call on the field.
Danny Gonzalez wants to know what they saw.
Very difficult to see how that was very different from the Hank Bachmeier play earlier in the game that they called an incomplete pass.
Two very similar situations.
Yeah, I mean, if the ball's forward out of the guy's hand, even if he was getting sacked, he had control and was pushing it forward, and it should be an incomplete pass. I have to say we disagree here, and we have the backing of Dean Blandino.
Well, that's
which is
all
like,
that matters.
yeah, it's like the backing of the United States military. I mean, we're in good shape.
The most shocking thing of the day is that he said he agreed with you.
Yeah, well, broken clock, Alex.
So 17 seconds. And the ball at the Boise State 44. Remember, they'll have it to begin the second half. Bachmeier. They drew him off. It's the four-man rush. Bachmeier going for it all up the field. It is dropped. Austin Bolts well downfield, one of the tight ends. Second down.
Well, you knew they were going to take a shot, and he did have a few steps on Omar Darami, but some safety help over the top. Couldn't come down with it.
Nine seconds on the clock. Bachmeier, bootleg to his left. Again, heaves it downfield. This time he has Shakir. .56 yards, zeros on the clock, and Boise State tacks on to close out the first half.
Looked like Shakir ran by Dante Martin there. Dante bit on what he thought was going to be a short pass, but there was going to be zeros on the clock. Why would they throw it short in that situation? Shakir gets behind him, no safety help, and a defensive breakdown in what has been an exceptional defensive half considering the circumstances for the Lobos.
Yeah. Now it's unfortunate that what should have been an incomplete pass turns into a possession for Boise State, but they take full advantage, and they are up 24-0 at the half. Mike Hill, Emmanuel Acho, Chris Peterson coming up for the State Farm halftime. Boise State needing a win, needing help, but they're doing their part. 24-0 on the blue turf. Blocked punts, the story in the first half. Two of them leading the scores for the Boise State Broncos. 24-0 as we get set for the second half next. Teams for Boise State ruling the roost early in this game. Still haven't trailed now 12 straight quarters. Boise State might be too little too late depending on how the results go, but they're playing well to finish the season.
They really are. There's no doubt that the Broncos are healthy. They dealt with a lot of pitch counts and things like that for some of their best players early in the season. They developed depth, and they look pretty strong here. Offensively, they were having some struggles against an improved New Mexico defense, but at the end of the quarter, they got it going a little bit. You see the numbers, and that's about as lopsided as it gets between an offensive and a defensive performance. But it's really the two blocked punts that tell the tale.
Yeah. If you take those away, I mean, it was kind of a sketchy half by all accounts for Boise State. Our team comparison sponsored by Credible.com. And there is Bryson Carroll. I know it's a, good story by all accounts, but they did not want him to have to come in the game. There's Isaiah Chavez. Winds up in a boot at the end of the night. Connor Janal has been in a quarterback as well for New Mexico. Boy, their quarterback situation for second straight year.
Yeah, maybe they're rethinking the C.J. Montez red shirt, right?
Yeah.
Terry Wilson is out. Lee is out. Chavez is now out. So your first three choices are out.
Boise State, meanwhile, 24th straight year bowl eligibility, just 19 conference losses over the last 20 years. Model of consistently stumbled. And you know what's surprising? That especially in this building, they've struggled. They're weirdly 2-3 at home this year.
Yeah, but you look at who they played. They played Nevada when Nevada was rolling, and Carson Strong was really healthy, and that was a back-and-forth game, and then Nevada took control. And Air Force, who's playing exceptionally well this year.
Oklahoma State as well. Leo Shakir on the return, and he's bumped out of bounds. Flag comes in. 23-yard return for Shakir as the Broncos begin the second half with the ball.
Looks like he was a little banged up. He had that brilliant long pass burning Dante Martin when there were zeros on the clock to end the half, Alex. And it kind of gave the Boise offense something to smile about going in. Coach Gonzalez is hard-pressed finding a lot to smile about as he continues to try to rebuild this once very proud New Mexico program.
After the play, personal foul, late hit on the kicking team. 15-yard penalty. First down.
See what happened.
So Shakir looks like he's going to give himself up and go out of bounds. And then that late push is what drew the flag. It wasn't particularly violent, but it was late from Devin Sanders.
Sending a message, perhaps?
They don't want it to get chippy down the stretch, Alex.
So the ball spotted at the 38. And George Holani fights past a couple tackles in the backfield, and Holani winds up ripping off a nice run into New Mexico territory. Sire Riley with the tackle.
Yeah, Riley tore him down at the end there, but look at Holani and just how he can handle a multitude of tacklers. Stop move there, uses his upper body, gets up into the hole, runs physically, ball security at the end, first down.
Off play action, Bachmeier brought down. Sacked by Jake Saltonstall. Second sack of the season for the junior.
Saltonstall comes on the inside, just keeps fighting, and looks like Bachmeier held that ball just a little bit too long. Jake Stetz couldn't recover and knock him out of the way. Nice play by the junior. And this defense continues to make plays.
College transfer. Loss of 9. Back on their own side of midfield. Oh, physical tackle as Holani reaches midfield. It's Tavion Combs.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with Combs and Ronald Wilson and their tackling from the safety position. That one looks like Holani got the best of. And there's the great young linebacker, Ray Liotele, hurt too.
Bachmeier is wrapped up. Took off, and Sire Riley stayed with him. And it's fourth down.
They don't like to see Bachmeier tucking it and running it. It's not as if he can't do it, but he's such an essential part of their offense. They just don't like him incorporating that into the offense. Riley makes a good open field tackle, and another punt forced by New Mexico.
Fair catch. Nearly some friendly fire there. It's Luke Weissong signals the fair catch. You know, you can't take them off the board, right? Those are points. Those are mistakes from New Mexico, the block punts. But their defense has shown us something here tonight.
They have, and they've shown us a lack of quit, a lack of acquiescence to what the opponent is doing. And that's what Danny Gonzalez is trying to instill as we see Bryson Carroll, the former GA, first 9 games this year as a graduate manager.
Mexico starting from their own 12 on this drive after the 31-yard punt. Carroll takes off, and Carroll with a nice run up to the 30-yard line, tackled by Scott Matlock.
Carroll, a little bit of a audible at the line of scrimmage, maybe moved things, changed things to go to the right. Good job, good ball security. He's got that ball tucked, guiding his way through with his off arm. Nice play, first action of the season for Carroll on the blue turf. Let's go.
Bobby Cole injured, so whoa, this pitch goes awry. Luke Weissong will just eat it. And Peyton Dixon in at running back. Sophomore, hasn't seen much action this year.
And it is feast and famine here. You make that pitch, you've got to make sure that it is accurate. And the ball does hit the ground in the triple option. A lot of the time, the offensive team is able to get back on it, as Weissong was there. But after the big run, a big negative play.
Loss of 12. Here is Dixon. Sophomore from Reno, Nevada, transfers in from Fresno State. Also spent some time at UC Davis.
That was a lot of fight songs.
Yes. Gain of 6. On a 3rd and long. Very long.
And it's just been hard for New Mexico with these long downs. Hard for any offensive coordinator, but Derek Warheim, with his 4th quarterback in the game, you have to imagine really hard. What can you call?
Carroll looking for the edge, shoved down by J.L. Skinner. And this Lobos team that had lost 5 straight to start last season. Remember, they were bubbled up in Las Vegas. And one of the nation's longest losing streaks, 14 in a row until a win over Wyoming. Is actually ironic because Isaiah Chavez in that win over Wyoming was plucked off the end of the bench then. He got a nickname, actually, QB5, because he was the last guy on the bench.
Apparently not.
Well, not anymore.
This has been an adventure all night with these personal protectors.
Yep. Already 2 blocks. Aaron Rodriguez gets this away. And it's fair caught at the Boise State 36 by Khalil Shakir. He's already taken one to the house tonight. Broncos offense back on the field when we come back. You want your dreams haunted tonight, Pete?
They already are.
For a variety of unrelated reasons.
I think that guy's got eyeglasses on under the skeleton there.
Now you can wear masks and it's not considered threatening.
Copy that.
Bachmeyer twisting and turning, stepping up, getting away from Joey Noble, and being wrestled down to the 43-yard line by Deion Hunter. 7-yard gain.
Deion Hunter, maybe their most physical guy. Is he a little banged up after that? Yeah, looks like it. Rio Rancho, New Mexico freshman. Working out those legs. That's 2 times in a row, Hank Bachmeyer, and they're going to make him leave the field. He's trying not to listen.
Second out of 3.
Maybe take a shot here like they did earlier.
Alani to the right of the quarterback, and they'll keep things simple. And Alani fights through all the contact. He's in New Mexico territory. First down for Boise State. Yeah, it's interesting. We're asking the coaches, because there is a bit of a turnaround here as their season's gone on, what their biggest area of growth is. And the answer that we got was it was a sense of purpose. And they really felt like that week that they were idle, they were able to engender that sense of purpose. Had a lot of meetings as a team. They feel like they're a far closer group now than at the start of the season. As Holani slips a tackle and gets ridden down by Jarek Reed after another nice pickup.
You know, like you said, Alex, Andy Avalos knows what this place is about. He knows how to instill the culture, but it's not something that just happens naturally. You have to stay with it. And the story of their season, really, it comes down to three things. They had depth issues early. They developed depth while getting their players healthy. And they had to learn how to have gratitude and have fun again through all the expectations. And I think here in November, they've really reached that pinnacle, and they got a great chance to get to that championship game.
Holani again. Sanders with the tackle here, gain of 1. Third down coming up.
New Mexico's defense has been unrelenting in this game, other than the big long pass.
Boise State 0 for 5 on third down tonight. They've gone for it a couple times at fourth. And even then, just 1 for 2. Bachmeier to throw, and Shakir reels it in, plows ahead to the marker, and has the first down.
He's talking and jawing with Jarek Reed, the safety from Mississippi. And these safeties, Ronald Wilson, Jarek Reed, Tavian Combs, the Lobo, they're not allowing themselves to be carved up in the Thanksgiving fashion like many thought they would up in Boise.
Again, by our estimates, that Shakir, one of, if not the best receiver in this league, having a career year.
Slot now.
Head downfield. And instead, they'll keep it short with Holani. He tiptoes the sideline, and a flag comes in.
Pass completion to George Holani.
Two missed tackles there. Holani just so slippery with the ball in his hand. Very subtle movements to get himself up the field, but there is a flag. And I think it's on the Broncos.
It'll be a 20-yard gain if it stands.
Oh, there might be 2 flags here on the play. I think Hank might have got hit.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 98 of the defense. Block in the back, number 17 of the offense. Those penalties will offset, and we play first down.
Let's take a look.
All right, so roughing on Joey Noble, the senior. And then the block in the back there on Corey Hightower on the corner. Davis Cutter, the receiver, does that one. It all amounts to nothing.
So we'll do it all over again. BB Licchio sent in motion as Bachmeier delivers off the hands of Tyneil Hopper. Again, a late whistle. This one an incomplete pass, however. Earlier in the year, when we were at one of the Boise State games, we were talking with Andy Avalos, and they had an opportunity. It was right after the Oklahoma State game. They had beaten Utah State. They had an opportunity to be 4-0 had things broken their way. They lost to UCF in their opener. And a quote that stuck out with me, I still have it here. For various reasons, we're not ready to be 4-0. Maybe this team starting to become more and more ready for the moment. Here's the BB Licchio. And it'll get close to the line to make. Corey Hightower pushed him out.
Yeah, and to that point, Alex, the stuff that happens to you before in a season tells your story. It helps you become what you are next. So if you go out and you start the season 4-0 and you light up UCF and you beat Oklahoma State and everybody's talking about how great you are, would you have those come to Jesus type of moments in the bye week and trying to find a way to be grateful for playing and all that? You know, it's very telling every year what a football team goes through, because overcoming the adversity is the lesson. And Boise's adversity came early.
Licchio tackled shy of the line to gain. Cody Moon with the stop. Another 4th down coming up.
Cody Moon, an in-state, in-city product, Albuquerque, New Mexico guy, sells out and dives down the line of scrimmage and makes that play.
Jake Stetz is down, the center for Boise State. We'll step aside. This is not good news for Jake Stetz, who has emerged to become really important lineman. 2nd team All Mountain West last year, probably going to make the 1st team this year. Andy Avalos, Tim Plow both called him the team MVP, and he could not put any weight on that leg. See a field goal attempt 46 yards out for Jonah Dalmas, who's made 14 straight, make it 15. He sneaks it in inside the right upright. Tack on the lead. Boise State, dominant program over the last couple decades. There's Chris Peterson, one of the highest win percentages in FBS over the last couple years, and 24 straight seasons of bowl eligibility. They are seeking their 5th Mountain West title, and they're still very much in the hunt after Utah State lost to Wyoming tonight. With a win, it would set up a 3-way tie for 1st place in the division. The way those tiebreakers break down, it actually gives Boise State a pretty good shot at it. Brought out by Peyton Dixon. And a flag is down. 24-yard return.
Grab Dixon's face mask there.
I was waiting until we get that.
The dog had some issues last week, but this week, not as bad. Got to get that tee on the first swoop.
Yes.
Personal foul, face mask, number 17 of the kicking team. That 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. 1st down.
New Mexico and Bryson Carroll trying to break the goose egg here. They've been in Boise territory only as beneficiaries of the penalty earlier.
Nothing sustainable on offense all night for the Lobos. And it's been like that this season.
Yep. Carroll was looking and looking for the pitch, never developed. Decided to hang on to it. Riley Wimpy, J.L. Skinner there for a stop. At Boise State, out of their 5 penalties tonight, Petros, 4 personal fouls.
Yeah, this has been a chippy game, especially between those linebackers and DBs of the Broncos. They are tough guys. And there's frustration from that New Mexico offense, and it spills over after the whistle.
Loss of 1. Sets up a 2nd and 11. Pitch goes off the hands of Wooden, and he recovers. Carla Canijo was ready to pick it up. Had Wooden not brought it back within his grasp. Another flag down.
And this is tough. It's tough to practice an option offense with the quarterback you're going to have in the game. And that's what they did all week with Isaiah Chavez. And here they are with Bryson Carroll. And just barely suited up for this game was Carroll. Tough stuff to ask for him to do.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 30 of the defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Isaiah Banya. Another penalty that seems clearly unnecessary. 5 personal foul penalty calls now.
Yeah, that's going to be a talking point going into the week for Boise. The undisciplined play here against the Lobos that has given them some chances.
Their last game, again, they basically have to win out here. San Diego State, that is, even though they got pushed by UNLV last night, hardly a gimme. Carroll gets away. How did he get away? Tucks and rolls. New Mexico is into Boise territory. Getting a little chirps in after the fact.
He's laughing at Caleb Biggers because he fell right in front of the second time that Carroll has fallen and kind of stumbled. There he is about to make a move on Biggers, and he knocks himself over and then gets up laughing. It's been great to watch this kid play tonight. He's been joyful and done a great job filling in a desperate situation quarterback-wise for the Lobos offense.
Gain of 11 yards.
Great to see a smile on his face after that play.
Emergency quarterback? Why not?
Triple emergency.
There's Aaron Dumas. I don't know if it was an injury situation or what happened. We hadn't seen as much of Dumas as we thought we might coming into the night.
He is the future as far as a young player goes. They just want him in that weight room for the offseason. Put on maybe 10, 12 pounds of muscle. See what he's like coming back as a sophomore for the Lobos. This team, they feel like, has great potential a couple years down the road as Coach Gonzalez continues to build.
Carroll can't get away. Ezekiel Noah brings him down. 3rd down.
4th sack of the year for Noah. 4.5. Or excuse me, 4th TFL. Noah getting in the backfield that time, his 2nd sack.
What a nice recovery for Noah for his collegiate career. Tore his ACL a couple years ago.
Yeah, a couple of guys like that in the front 7 for Boise. Dimitri Washington, another guy coming back from an ACL.
Connor Janal returns for New Mexico. And at quarterback, facing a pass rush, and he throws it right to the waiting hands of J.L. Skinner. 2nd interception this season for Skinner. And a turnover for the Lobos ends their drive. Skinner with a pick. Boise ball. Ready for Turkey Day? It's coming.
Ready to call football.
Yeah, that's right. Food, family, and football on Fox. Justin Fields and the Bears take on Jared Goff and the Lions. Special edition of the Fox NFL pregame show, 10:30 a.m. Eastern, only on Fox and the Fox Sports app. We're working that day, too.
Thanksgiving. I got my pickaxe to climb the mountain of the Mountain West.
Olani here. And he keeps rolling all the way near the Boise State 40. We will have the Fresno State, San Jose State game.
Be a lot of fun. San Jose State winning the Mountain West last year. Olani just smooth running through all that traffic. Fun to watch.
Incomplete pass here intended for Shakir.
Hank Bachmeier just hasn't been the sharpest tonight. And if you're going to have a night where you're not sharp, choose a night where you get 14 points off of block punts. And some undisciplined play from the Broncos as well. But other than that, I think so far, 3 quarters of pretty solid football.
Bachmeier delivers to Octavius Evans. Out across midfield, and he's shaken. Boy, the attrition rate in this game is crazy.
It's been a physical game. You know, a lot of really, really hard tackles. And a lot of frustration from the New Mexico team. They take out on their opponent. Bachmeier on point on this one. leads Evans very well. Corey Hightower with the tackle, and that's a little misleading that he wears that number 96. He's 5'11", 185, and he plays corner. It looks like he slammed Evans into the turf. Evans missed last week, and they were happy to have him back this week.
He's had injuries throughout his career. Fifth-year senior.
There's Hightower with that high number.
Alani cuts again. Still going into New Mexico territory. George Holani. Holmes pushed him out. 20 yards for Holani.
You know, like the backside of an album they call a deep cut. This is a deep cut. Look at him just get in and then get back out. Look at bubble. Beautiful. That is commitment and real confidence carrying the football. Just great control from Holani the way he does it.
Under 2 minutes to go in the quarter. It's Holani again.
Holani carries.
And if there's not a necessity to dance, not a necessity to stop your feet, he doesn't do it. He runs through the hole like a big back if he has to, and if he sees it. But if he has to create, man, he's fun.
5-yard pickup. Second down. Bachmeier to throw, and it is caught in the end zone by Billy Bowens. His first career touchdown as a Boise State Bronco.
Billy Bowens, the junior out of Redlands East Valley High School in Redlands, California, also known as Rev High, beats Corey Hightower there. Hightower knocked it out at the end, but I think the whole catch at that point was complete. And he was in the end zone. They had called for the touchdown. We saw the signal. Got it there. Still juggling.
Now
they might have to look at this and take it back.
They're the kicking unit for the PAT just got pulled away. This play seems to be, yes, it is under review. All right, Dean Blandino, what do you think here?
Yeah, so the key is, did he complete the process of the catch? He's going to the ground, and you have to maintain control of the football all the way to the ground. He does have control, and he's going to hit the ground right here, and then the ball's going to come loose. To me, I don't think he completes the process of the catch. Now, they did rule it a touchdown, and so it has to be clear, but I don't think he completes the process here.
Tonight's our night, Dean. We're together on these decisions.
What are you doing after? You want to go get a drink?
I think so. I think so. We should probably capitalize on
this. Right, we should. We shouldn't waste this opportunity.
The elbow came down, and he had the ball, but, man, that thing did not look like he ever really had a hold of it.
Been going to the replay booth a bunch of times tonight. Take another look.
Good active hand staying with the play by Hightower, just continuing to rake at the ball as Bowens goes to the ground. Gets up and kind of wonders whether or not he should celebrate.
Well, Hightower doesn't seem to think it should stand. He just showed it on the big board.
Yeah, he just gave the universal no way sign.
Yeah, nope.
A lot of pride with this Lobos defense, and we've seen them just continue to come throughout the game despite the score. Honestly, and the lack of offensive productivity.
Danny Gonzalez, the line he used, the fight is good with this team. They continue to fight. He is happy with their compete level.
There's Danny and his mentor, Rocky Long. Came here to New Mexico to turn this thing around, and they are in the process of trying to do that.
After further review, the receiver did not have possession of the ball. Therefore, the pass is incomplete. Third down.
Well, for Bowens, that first touchdown will have to wait.
You hate to see it taken off the board like that for the young man, but the right call. And another opportunity for New Mexico to get off the field.
Yeah. Boise State just 1 for 7 on third down tonight. Fresno State last week 10 for 13. And Bachmeier gets away from Deion Hunter, scrambling all the way back near midfield and throws it away. How about New Mexico again, putting pressure on Bachmeier. Now they're 1 for 8 on the night on third down.
Elusive in the pocket was Hank. But after he was able to get away from Hunter, like you said, Alex, there was nothing downfield. And here comes Dalmas again.
So I sold him short earlier because he had hit the field goal, remember, at the beginning of the game as well. So 16 straight now. See, there's no announcer jinx.
No. Not with you.
No. 63 seconds left in the quarter. This has been going on, by the way, throughout that entire break for Dalmas.
Yeah, he has a celebration with everybody. He's got like a Superman thing going with Scott Matlock. And then, I mean, even with some of the assistants, he has a special handshake. Here he is with Jones. They've got their own handshake that involves that dance move. Then there's the baby rocking dance move there. Noah gets nothing. Bandy gets nothing. This guy gets something. Yeah, they have a, oh, wow, green arrow thing.
I'm just going to have you do improv riffs on college football celebrations the rest of the night.
I mean, if you're Noah, I mean, how come you don't have anything?
That's a good question.
We saw Dalmas have a lot of fun last week when Coach Bull from Wyoming tried to freeze him with 3 straight timeouts. And he had a big celebration after hitting that field goal at the half. He's a fun guy to watch. Yeah. Meridian, Idaho.
Only miss this year was that Oklahoma State game. Kick got blocked. Late in the game, chance to give Boise State a win on the blue, but was it not to be. Carroll back in the quarterback for New Mexico. It's Peyton Dixon, who's gotten more work as the night has progressed. I think Bobby Cole, just based on the fact he hasn't returned by now, I would imagine doubtful to return at all. Gain of 3 as we approach the end of the third quarter. Dixon remains in a running back. Pitch play, Weisaw. And not much developing.
And that was the triple option. All 3 options were tried. They tried the dive, they tried the quarterback run, and then they pitch it all the way out to Weisaw. And Boise does a good job of defending all 3 options and strings it all the way out to the sideline. Can't do it any better than that.
Loss of 3. Special teams kicking. That's been part of the story for Boise State tonight as we head to the 4th. All Broncos. Full moon. I don't know if that led to the block punts or not.
That's what the personal protectors will say.
Hey, but they're still here. This is the home finale for Boise State this season. Lest they be in the home bowl. And New Mexico on a 3rd down. They hand it off to Aaron Dumas, and He gets wrapped up right away, and it'll be 4th down for the Lobos.
That might be the 4th, 3rd and 9-ish kind of down that they have just run an inside run, and that gives you an idea of the state of the New Mexico offense and what they can actually call right now and execute. With Bryson Carroll doing yeoman's work, we talked about reactivating his career coming out of retirement to play because of the devastation at the quarterback position for the Lobos.
And this will be a delay of game.
Delay a game on the offense.
And I know for Coach Gonzalez talking about how the fight is good on this team. And
Correction. Prior to the delay, there was timeout by New Mexico.
there you go. He got the timeout in there. These logistical errors, though, he doesn't like.
No. Fans are still having fun.
Oh, yeah.
4th quarter. Chilly night.
One of them's got air traffic control headphones on.
That's something.
Then there's this guy. That guy shows up to pick you up for the game, Alex, and he's wearing that hat and cape and beads. You get in the car with him?
No comments. No comments.
Only way to get to the game.
That might mean I missed the game. Rodriguez gets this put away. Fair catch for Shakir. Beg your pardon for Noah. And well, we've seen Shakir's exploits. One of the many talented receivers in the Mountain West this year. Devin Tompkins, Utah State. Romeo Dubs, team that sputtered key moments. Jalen Copper will see Fresno State on Thanksgiving. Still a chance for the Bulldogs.
Unbelievable production from all of those guys, but like we've been saying tonight, Alex, Khalil Shakir might be the best of all of them. He's certainly the most versatile. None of those other guys can line up in the backfield consistently and return consistently the way he can.
Now over 1,000 yards for the season, Shakir. With 116 receiving yards tonight. The quarterback, Jack Sears, downfield shot and nearly picked Dante Martin. Oh, he should have had it. Jack Sears comes in for Boise State in the 4th quarter.
And immediately they try to get Jack Sears down the field. Billy Bowen's in the area. Dante Martin, who we saw get beat earlier at the end of the half by Shakir, almost comes up with a pick. There's Jack Sears, the USC transfer. It's a time that a lot of people thought he was going to be the starter at USC and leading them.
Give it here to Habibi Lakil. Back to Sears. I mean, Boise State, remember last year, and you were doing that game, the BYU game. He was injured in that game. They were down to their 3rd-string quarterback.
Yeah, and it was an impossible mountain to climb for them as Zach Wilson just came and blew him off the field. Jack Sears ran a quarterback sneak early in that game and went out in the concussion protocol, and it was very frustrating because it was really his time to shine. He'd done so well in the previous game against Air Force.
Habibi Lakil again. USC, who's, we'll talk about this, number 3 quarterback after enrolling, started 1 game in 2018.
Yeah, he came from San Clemente High School in Orange County, same place as Sam Darnold came from, and a lot of people thought, you know, hey, this is the next guy. And he showed a lot of that leadership, but just been kind of snake bit throughout his career.
Before tonight, had only taken 2 snaps this year, and he's going to get enveloped out of the base of that Boise logo. Saltonstall and Jaden Phillips, loss of 6.
Saltonstall doing a good job, keep it coming in this game. Phillips is a guy from Clovis, New Mexico. Local guy, too. Saltonstall from Morgan Hills, California.
3rd and 14. Sears takes a look. Bowens got it. inside the 10.
I think we thought that Sears had a free play. I think he thought so too, but the flag never came off. Looked like the New Mexico guys got back into the beyond the neutral zone before the snap, and Sears lights it up down the field to Bowens, who comes down with it this time.
But the touchdown wiped away for Bowens as Sears rolls to his left and throws it away. Let's see if they target 18 in blue here to try to get him his first career touchdown.
He's a guy they want to get going down the stretch here, I would imagine. And we might see Latrell Caples, who is kind of the heir apparent to what Khalil Shakir does down the stretch in this game.
7 in blue, Caples. They'll line up to the left side here. Bowens, bottom of your picture, wearing 18.
We got 3 guys right here, Gregory.
Bibilikio runs into the pile.
Like Joey Noble got him there.
They'd taken over for Helani for a little while as the primary running back when Helani was still getting back up to speed. But they feel that he's gotten better as the season's gone along. Now that he's at 100% as well, Bibilikio. 3rd and goal from the 8-yard line. Play clock down to 3. Sears to Bowens. Couldn't connect with him, but a flag comes in. And it was right in that spot where the shove from A.J. Odoms occurred on to Billy Bowens.
Well, you had it, Alex. They want to get Bowens a touchdown. And they are targeting him and trying to get it done.
Number 21 in the defense. The ball will be spotted at the 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
Sears giving Bowens a chance here. And both hands on the receiver without turning your head around. We'll draw the flag.
Fresh set of downs. Hand off. Tyler Crow. Just shorts.
A lot of pride from this New Mexico defense.
Yeah.
Ronald Wilson with a tough tackle there on Crow.
And Wilson, true freshman, just turned 18. Sears takes off, and he'll take it himself to the end zone.
Everybody looking at Tyler Crow. They're a lot more comfortable calling run plays for Sears than they are for Hank Bachmeier, even around here at the goal line. Sears does a good job of executing that play on the goal line for the touchdown.
Bachmeier loves running them.
See how excited his teammates are. Yeah, he does.
He loves it. He loves the contact. I think the coaches don't know that he engages as much as he does in it. 9 plays, 62 yards, 3 minutes and 16 seconds. A rout for the Broncos. Next Saturday, the game of the year in the latest chapter in college football's ultimate rivalry. Number 4 Ohio State, number 6 Michigan. Probably a playoff eliminator. Coverage begins 10 a.m. Eastern with Big Noon kickoff live from Ann Arbor. Only on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
For some people, that game is so nerve-wracking, they can't even enjoy it.
I mean, can you blame him?
No, I guess not.
No, if you're just, your life revolves around Go Blue. Peyton Dixon brings it out. And New Mexico's offense got, got to give the guys on the special teams their
They have the time of their lives over there on the Boise sideline. They're throwing a party. Everybody geeked up for seniors.
Hey, it is senior night, so
Yes, it is.
might as well. That's Daniel Cantrell, the long snapper. Also appears on special teams. So here's the Lobos. Can they get on the board tonight? Bobby Wooden and Aaron Dumas in the backfield. Bryson Carroll returns at quarterback, pulls it back, tries to take off, and he'll get a couple yards on first down.
Surprised they didn't get a delay of game again there. It's been a real adventure for the Lobos to get the snap off. And that is all understandable given the situation they've had quarterback-wise.
Frustrating year for Derek Warahan, second season. Previously on the staff here a couple years ago, tight ends coach. Dump it off here to Wooden. And Wooden will go. He's wrestled out, crossing the 30, first down for the Lobos.
And LaBeouf was trying to rip that ball out at the end on Wooden. Plenty of room for him and looked pretty fast getting the first down. Bryson Carroll throwing that rock.
Give him a chance.
Why not?
Dumas. A few more reps here. You mentioned it, that they are excited to get him in the weight room this coming summer. He was an early enrollee, one of many players across the country had his senior season shut down in high school due to COVID, so he's way behind in his development curve as a result.
Very interesting juxtaposition. A lot of teams in college football with young players who didn't get to play high school, guys that are coming back for their 6th year.
Carroll, he paid the price making the pitch to Wooden. There's Schramm.
Yeah, there's just not a lot of flow or rhythm to this triple option that they're running because they haven't practiced it with this quarterback. Little jab step there. Casey Klein didn't buy it at all. He just went in there and blew him up. Great job of getting the ball out.
Without Shane Irwin. Klein steps in.
DJ Schramm there with the interception earlier.
Third and 9. And they'll keep things simple here with Dumas once again. That'll set up 4th down.
And another 3rd and 9. Conservative run call for the Lobos. And that's just the state of the state right now for Danny Gonzalez's team.
Well, this is a labor of love. Don't forget, they took this program full well knowing what they had in front of them. One of 4 New Mexico graduates on the coaching staff, Gonzalez. Rocky Long, defensive coordinator. He's all in. Sold his home back in Ocean Beach outside San Diego.
Fair catch is called for.
Cables with the fair catch. We'll be right back.
I'm coming in fast. First place, you coming in.
Well, Hank Bachmeier's night is done. Hillbilly Hank, they call him. Spring ball was canceled for the COVID, and what do you take up when you're in Idaho? Well, you go to Tyler Gurin and his family's ranch. About 60 miles from campus, Fruitland, Idaho.
When in Rome.
Hey. And it's been a great story, and it's probably been told a whole bunch of times, but at first he borrowed some boots, he had to find a pair of jeans that fit properly. He never really owned one, gave it a shot. So he's since bought his own cowboy hat, boots, jeans, gigantic belt buckle.
I think he got it all in one swoop.
Probably.
Like went to the boot barn.
Definitely.
Bring that stipend check to the boot barn and get it all.
Practicing his tennis serves. I don't know what
that must be some kind of signal. You're a tennis guy there, Alex. You know all about those guys.
That's a little quick, yeah. Need to work on the toss. run here. And Tyler Aguirre, the tight end on the team, whose family has really become kind of a home for a lot of these guys recruited from outside the state of Idaho.
That's the fans that he's endearing himself to by getting out there on the ranch and showing people that he is into the local flavor.
All right, what's this signal?
Well, one of those is live. You know, one of those guys is actually doing the signal that matters. The other two are just play acting. And I'm thinking that Bachmeier might be one of those guys that's play acting.
Come on, man. That's in the playbook. He was a pitcher, so we got a pitch play, right? Oh, maybe not. Crow. Up to the 40.
Well, the defense of New Mexico has become catchers, if anything, down the stretch here with Crow running hard right into their chests. That means huddle up. I got that one.
Okay. We were just testing you there. By the way, Tyler Aguirre and the family, that ranch. Oh, there you go. What? Ballerina? Okay. They've named a horse after Hank on their farm on the Aguirre Ranch.
I could see that.
They've got a horse named Hank now. Sears. Oh, the stiff arm. And he wanted more out of it.
Jack Sears.
Sears not immobile. Gives Ronald Wilson the old five-finger salute here. And the reaction from Hank. These guys are having a great time watching their teammates get out there and perform. Yeah, I think he's making stuff up, if I had to guess.
Third down coming up. That's the call here on 3rd and 2.
Well, he's keeping it close to the vest there.
4.5 to go. Fourth quarter, up 37-0.
Got the hand in the jacket like Napoleon. Oh, here we go. Half chicken wing, left, telescope.
You're on it, man. That's why we pay you the big bucks. This is Danny Smith, redshirt junior running back. And did he get the first down out of it? We'll get it to him.
Hank Bachmeier was a record-breaking high school quarterback in Southern California. And one of the great things is between him and Khalil Shakir, I mean, they took over the Inland Empire area as he's doing his point guard now.
Yeah, exactly.
Usually you don't give the signals while you're laughing. I do think he's putting on a show for us.
Once again, it's Danny Smith. For Bachmeier, former coach Brian Harsin said the goal for him was to push the boundaries, to make new mistakes, to figure out new areas where he could grow. And I think they've certainly pushed him this year.
They really have, and when he gets in a rhythm, he's very sharp. The best thing about him is he doesn't get too down on himself. He's a very team-oriented guy, and he doesn't get hurt. You know, he got hurt last year, but he takes hits. He keeps coming. He is tough as nails.
And he hits his free throws.
That's the truth. Well, you got to do that. That's the efficiency of the sport.
Isaiah Bradford. Beg your pardon, Taquan Tyler. And flag comes in here. And Boise State just trying to run this thing out. Come away with their 4th straight win.
Holding. Number 27 in the offense. 10-yard penalty. Remains second down.
One more game for New Mexico next week against Utah State. And again, the division hangs in the balance with all that because of the three-way tie that we'll have going into next week's games.
Yeah, like you said, Alex, Boise's looking pretty good after tonight. Wyoming goes to Logan and wins.
If they finish in a three-way tie, it would be Boise. At least that's under our understanding. Based on the tiebreaker scenarios, we go all the way to the last one. Tyler again. Ruled down.
And you get an idea as we watch Hank on the sideline, you know, how much fun it is to be on a football team when you're winning and you're a starter and you come out and you get to watch the other guys have a chance to perform and do the stuff that they normally do while you're in the game. A snowmobile, false start, and then throw it to first.
I'll take your word for it.
I think they're all dummy calls, Alex. That's my guess.
It's clearly that. But it just didn't work. Noble's still out there. Boys, he had put in the work today for New Mexico. And it's fourth down here. That'll take the clock inside of a minute. Finally, we can put the headset away, take the penny off, and all celebrate a hard-earned win.
Quarterback's very used to wearing those because no one hits him in practice, which is probably for the best.
I was going to say, was there another option?
The rest of us don't get to wear those.
No, those Bronco fanatics in the front row still at it. 53 seconds left.
Yep.
All right, it's a party. And only a minute left, less than a minute till it's official. Boise State will improve to 7-4. 5-2 in the Mountain West. It will be a three-way tie atop the division heading into the final week.
Boise's overcome a lot of adversity to get to this point, Alec. New Mexico's got a whole lot of different adversity.
Yeah. Well, it's a long-term project for them for sure. But Andy Avalos, hey, this team, it took a little while for them to find their footing this year.
Look at that smile. You don't see that much.
Yeah. It'll be 4 straight wins for Boise State and for New Mexico. Their 3rd straight loss. Their 6th in conference play. Special teams early with the 2 blocked kicks. And that set the tone for the night. And New Mexico was seemingly out of it early. One final play. And Aaron Dumas forced out, and that'll do it. The clock at zeros. The Boise State Broncos are still alive for the Mountain West Championship. A 37-0 rout over New Mexico, and their first shutout in 6 years.
You think somebody told him that Wyoming went to Logan and won yet? Andy Avalos, a good friend, with coach.
That's a nice embrace. Khalil Shakir on his senior night. Likely first team all-conference selection, Hank Bachmeier. Another solid night in the books. And the Boise State Broncos get it done. 37-0 the final. For Petros Papadakis and our entire crew, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Good night from Boise, Idaho.